yes, I'm ready to run for Senate President if the party zone it to my zone, because the party is supreme. Whether they want to zone it, they should zone it to my village, so nobody will contest it against me. I don't even want them to zone it to the south. The party should zone it to Igbere in my ward. So, because I'm the only senator from there, you can manufacture another senator from another local government or from another place in Abia. So, I would like the party to zone it to me with my name. If they can do that, it will be very good, because President Tinubu needs people of high character to turn around this economy, to make sure that we work for the masses and make laws that will enable him to turn around the economy. But I can be honest with you, if we practice true democracy, I should not be in contest with anybody in this position. Because apart from the Senate President himself, Deputy Senate President Mogege, the Senate Leader Gobe, I'm the highest ranking member of the Senate.
God. Jesus. Sometimes the things we will hear from this politician I'm smart, and they go get followers. What did they pay me now? See, there is somebody who is saying this one a political leader. Look at what you are saying, sir. Abba now. It's so suddenly. Not be Emiloko be this. Is this not the same tragedy of Emiloko that Tinubu sold, that he used to deface our politics and our democracy, and creating international embarrassment for this country? Because it was his turn, all organs of governance, all agencies, all parastatals, everything stood still to make it Tinubu president. Now DSS is writing on behalf of Tinubu. We will defend the democracy. We will defend. That is the point we are in. Not be the same to Orji Uzor Kalu. And the problem is, the painful thing is, I swear to God, with all due respect to all of you in the East, I say it here, and then I say it here with no apologies even. No apologies. The future of the eastern part of this country is not in the hands of these crop populations that are around there. The hope and the future, if there is any, is in the hands of the young ones that are growing. If you don't disconnect from this set of leaders, who is me first and me only, stomach infrastructure, belly first political gladiators, for God's sake, Orji Uzor Kalu was governor when I was in secondary school. As of 1999, this man was already governor of Abia State. Ran a 2-term. And then now he's saying that the Senate president should be zoned to him. This is why they hated Peter Obi, because a Peter Obi presidency will remove food from their mouth, not because they are hungry, but because they want to be the only person eating, the only way they want to eat. You can see, for a man that had been governor, I remember supporting Eyimba and then all the good works he did with Eyimba Football Club. And then I could see that picture. You mean this man wants to see become Senate president? And that's why these guys hated Peter Obi and fought him. Go and check in the West, for example. Seyi Makinde for your state is not the PDP is an opposition to the regional politics of that land. They show me a video where Seyi publicly defaced, discredits, defamed Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He did it, even though he was making his own governorship campaign. Today, Ademola Adeleke of Osun State, the PDP governor, has done so much. Look at the result he got from the Federal and House of Assembly elections. It means that the people love him. Show me a clip of him discrediting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Fayemi doesn't have the same ideology. I follow Fayemi for a while. Kayode Fayemi never doesn't have the same ideology as Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but he stepped down during the APC convention. He wanted to be president himself. I'm not saying we should begin to allow nonsense to happen in the name of, but these are people that are smart enough. But because, you know what? They could subject their own personal ambition just so that a picture of their region can be projected in a better form. Or there is a capacity of someone. Peter Obi is one of the best Nigerians ever. I'm telling you, even if Peter Obi decides to retire from politics now, he has written his name in gold in this country. He has led us to a campaign for the first time that was issue-based and ideology-driven for the first time. Exposed a lot of the inept in our political class. But look at someone like Orji Uzor Kalu. His twin brother, who was also former governor of Enugu State, Chimaroke Nnamani, is also there, blasting and talking. A man died and they replaced the man with his younger brother. A few weeks to election, the man defeated you. So who are you? the man defeated you in an election. Does it not clear? As a Brano, your people, after you have served for governor, you have been to this Senate before 2007, 2000. You left from governor, became senator 2011, 2007, 2011. And now you got back 2019. You want to return back now at all costs. That is the problem we have in this country. Who is feeding these guys? Who they feed them? Who they feed them? I don't know. People when they listen to this, they pay me. Those of you in the East, oh God, pay me, Sha. Ask yourself, what has been the benefit of these guys? What they want? When you hear them say it is the thought to support Tinubu, so that they will go to Senate and they become Senate president, or begin to attract some level of financial relevance to themselves. Do you know how much these governors collected to work for Tinubu? Do you know? Did it benefit you? You are going to come under my post now to insult me. How much got on you in this election? How much? Billions of nairas were shared. I'm saying trillions of the total budget of Tinubu's campaign would have been more than what Nigeria ever used in running this election. I can assure you that. Monies were shared from different corners. Someone told me that Tinubu coming to Benin, if I know how much got to him, and I'm going to tell him that Peter Obi is better. I don't know what I talk. If you know how much got to him personally from Tinubu's arrival in the campaign for Benin. This is the situation. But a lot of you now that are defending these characters and elements that are embarrassing do not get a dime from this situation. You don't make anything. When they say it is the turn, it is not our turn, it is the turn of now. The same man that I don't know what I want to talk. It just they pay me. They pay me. Shame! They're gonna let me follow an idiot like this. All due respect. Just look at people. Look at how these guys are embarrassing us and embarrassing themselves. They should zone Senate presidency to your village. Watch this video. And RSTV did an in-depth analysis on the embarrassment of these politicians. And Peter Obi's responses in due courses. At least you will watch and make you share this video. Those of you in the East, let this video go around. I'm deliberately saying this. Let it go around. Let us begin to remember. I have said it and I'm saying it again. If there's going to be hope for Eastern Nigeria, then all these crop populations will be retired one after the other. I'm happy Peter Obi and the obedient movement has retired Chimaroke. Orji Uzor Kalu has missed it. He has just escaped small. All of them should be retired. A new set of, because it's painful with the commercial capacity of Eastern Nigeria. We cannot even compete with states in the south, let alone going to compete with other states in this region, in this country. It's shameful. It's shameful. Because you have allowed people who call themselves political leaders to put you in the pocket and go to Abuja to take care of themselves. Who has Orji Uzor Kalu's Senate representative? Who has he helped? Show me the people. Show me his project in the last 4 years. Why was he elected back? You see the problem. These guys will come now and tell you tell them what they want to hear. Now they hear. Now when they vote, they support them. A ban on my foot. Man, on my foot.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has challenged the former governor of Enugu State, Chimaroke Nnamani, who accused Obi of projecting ethnic and religious bigotry to show proof where he portrayed such an act. Nnamani made the allegations in a series of tweets shortly after his defeat at the senatorial poll. Nnamani accused Obi of using his devious opium served to Christians and to Igbos domiciled in different sections of Nigeria to set the political trajectory of the region 24 years back, and also alleged that Obi used the message of hate, bile, and incitement to subjugate the people of the Southeast. Peter Obi, in response, said that he is the direct opposite of the picture painted by Nnamani, and that he has always championed issue-based campaigns. Obi's statement reads in part, "I find it very shocking that you had to label me as an ethnic and religious bigot, and as one who indulges in a campaign of hatred. In this instance, I like to state unequivocally that I am the direct opposite of what you said in your statement, and what my campaigns have been. I want to believe that my dear older brother must have mistaken me for someone else, because in this campaign, I have consistently championed issue-based campaigns and maintained so, even using illustrations and data to buttress my position, to the extent that I have been accused of using data wrongly, and media houses had to create fact-check desks just to monitor and address issues I raised during campaigns. For that one, he got that right. You know that was Peter Obi's rhetoric the whole time. Go and verify. But I mean, I think that it is quite irresponsible for Mr. Chimaroke Nnamani to have put out that tweet. I don't know if we can pull up those tweets that he sent after he lost his senatorial seat. Ayo.
All right, so that's his tweet. It's very easy for one to read the litany of tweets by Senator Chimaroke Nnamani as just rantings of a sore loser. It's easy to see it that way. Because, and I'm glad that Mr. Peter Obi responded to the series of tweets because Mr. Senator Nnamani projects himself as Ebano and a statesman and says that he's a leader, particularly from the Southeast. However, his statements or the things that he has said and his actions have not been statesmanly. When you make allegations or you say things that are heavy, like what he's accused Mr. Peter Obi of doing, it is important that you come with facts. And then, unfortunately, he came to, or he's speaking to someone who is a fact checker himself. He verifies facts himself. One thing I have to say, for the records, is that one of the things that a number of observers praised Mr. Peter Obi's campaign for was his not using or attacking the person, but an issue-based campaign that he ran. People said, oh, you were going to places, you were going here and there, but we saw the opposition do even worse. And following that, I mean, Lagos State example is one. The Lagos State governor, after they had accused Mr. Peter Obi of going to churches, who then became a church greeter at the end of the day. These are examples that we see and we think, okay, you cannot accuse one man of doing something and then you go on and use the same strategy because it was not. But it's the people who are saying that it's not for people like you. Don't go home if you're not from this, if you're not going to, from this tribe, if you're not going to vote, are the real people that Senator Nnamani should be speaking to.
And you made that point, really, because I'll take some reaction. Let me take just one from Sandra, who wrote, there's only one candidate that said, Emi Lokan, Yoruba Lokan, and topped it off with a same faith ticket. That candidate ran on entitlement, ethnicity, and religion with his full chest. That person is not Peter Gregory Obi. Well, this whole conversation is coming as the chief whip of the Senate, Orji Uzor Kalu, on Tuesday said that it is his turn to become president of the Senate in the 10th National Assembly. While speaking with journalists, Kalu said that he is the highest ranking senator from the Southeast and therefore deserves the position.
If we practice true democracy, I should not be in contest with anybody in this position. Because apart from the Senate President himself, Deputy Senate President Omogege, the Senate Leader Gobe, I'm the highest ranking member of the Senate. The Nigerian people will pray for me to be Senate President because it is my turn.
Well, all right, Dr. Abati, really quickly on this story.
Okay, two quick things here. First, Mr. Peter Obi, he seems to have mastered the art of issuing rebuttals without being offensive.
I love it.
Because if you look at that his statement in which he responded to Senator Chimaroke Nnamani, a former senator representing Enugu East, who lost in the recent election, he must have used the word my brother, my elder brother, my dear brother, about 4 times.
I knew you were going to pick on that, yeah.
And after debunking all the allegations against him about being a religious and ethnic bigot, which he says he's not, and that he was preaching about character, competence, compassion, and that in any case, it wasn't only Igbos that voted for him, that non-Igbos voted for him everywhere, you know, where he took his message to. And he thought that Senator Chimaroke Nnamani may have mistaken him for someone else. You know, such very polite insults. And then at the end of the day, he said, well, Senator Chimaroke Nnamani says he needs some lessons in certain aspects of leadership and needs to go back to school. He ended his statement by saying, why do I have to go back to school when I have my dear brother, Senator Nnamani, knows a lot about leadership? Rather than go back to school, I'll come and learn at your feet. Of course, all of that is tongue-in-cheek, but he was able to make his point. However, I think in this matter, you as at must prove. If you want to push Mr. Peter Obi further, you will tell him, well, sue Senator Chimaroke Nnamani for defamation. Because he has made claims about you that you say are not true. He even called Peter Obi, he referred to him as Gringori. I thought he was going to call him Gringori or Kafo.
Gregory.
But he said, no, he said Gringori. That's what he wrote, which is also
Playing
like,
with his middle name,
a slur, almost dismissing him as a comedian. But what we can just appeal for is that, look, political leaders, people that people look up to, should just try to be very civil with one another. You see there, Peter Gringori Obi,
Playing with his middle name.
how he has set Igbo political trajectory 24 years back. Not many people will agree with that. If anything, with the obedient movement, he has further promoted, not just Igbo interest, the interest of those who want change in Nigeria, because he consistently said he's not seeking to be Igbo president. He wanted to be president of Nigeria. And to go to Senator Orji Kalu, the chief whip of the 9th National Assembly, where he says he wants to be, Senate president, and that in fact the Senate presidency should be brought to Igbere, his community in Abia, and that he should be brought to his family, because as a ranking senator, it is now his turn.
Yeah.
Emilokon. So this Emilokon is a confirmation of the nature of Nigerian democracy.
I mean,
Nigerian democracy is turn by turn. It's turn by turn. I hear now that, in fact, one developing scenario is that when people see a beautiful lady, they just call her and say, my friend, you look good, Emilokon. That is my turn.
Okay,
So that is what you get, but this turn by turn should not be the emphasis, particularly in political leadership,
all right,
in public service. The emphasis should be on service,
all right,
should be on capacity to deliver. But the APC has not yet zoned the offices. We are hoping that the leadership of the 10th National Assembly of Nigeria will be on the basis not just of a political advantage, but on the basis of competence, of ability, of readiness to serve Nigeria. And that 10th National Assembly will not turn out to be another rubber stamp assembly.